talk about the subject that the person wants to talk about. I don't care if it's nothing but baseball or football and whatnot. Let them talk. Even if you're not interested in the subject, let the person talk. But when they get to the problem part of the conversation, and many people do like to talk about a problem that they have, now we're stepping into the arena. The minute that person started talking about a problem, even if it's just they can't get a babysitter today, all right, they're talking about a problem. Well, why is it you can't get a babysitter? So you go into the question mode then, you know. Well, I need a babysitter because I need to get to church, and I can't get to church because I'm a Christian and I believe in Jesus, but I can't get to church because I need a babysitter. Well, why is it that you need a babysitter in order to go to church? Well, I don't want to take the baby because when I take the baby, the baby makes a problem. Here's that word problem again. I have to keep getting up and leaving and going, to change the baby or whatever, or the baby makes noise. My baby's real noisy and whatnot, and that annoys some of the other worshipers and whatnot. You say, oh, the baby is a problem in church. Okay, so you got to have a babysitter so that you can go to church, so that you can learn clearly and don't disturb other people while they're worshiping, while someone takes care of your baby. Yes, and I'm going to get back to fleshing out that illustration I was given. It's kind of a long illustration. I'm making it up as I go along, but I'm just giving you how this will work, so you can just do it naturally. You can just say, okay, you can't get a babysitter. That's what the lady said. She wants to go to church, but she can't go to church because she doesn't have a babysitter. Well, why is it you don't have a babysitter? I don't make enough money. Why is it you don't make enough money? Because of that job that I have. It doesn't pay enough. Why is it doesn't pay enough? That job that you have. Well, they say that I didn't get enough education and whatnot. Why is it you didn't get enough education? Well, that school that I tried to go to, they wouldn't, I couldn't go to the school that I needed to go to get the education. And the school that I went to, it was substandard. And I was always looking, where I could go to a better school, but I wasn't in a neighborhood where I could learn anything that I could use. And I wound up on a job that didn't pay much money. And by me not getting paid much money, I couldn't get enough money to pay a babysitter, and now I can't go to church. Okay. Now, what's wrong with that school that you were in? Well, the children are always fighting and shooting and whatnot, and they got chains on every door. You can hardly even get into school to get educated on account of all the dope dealers and whatnot that are around. Well, why do you have dope dealers around there? Well, they say that it's a bad neighborhood. Well, why is it a bad neighborhood? Well, it's because all of the white folks that used to be there, they moved away into a better neighborhood, and I've been trying to get in that neighborhood, but I can't get in that neighborhood. Oh, white folks. Oh, is that what you're talking about? Well, now, what did Jesus tell you to do about that? Maybe he talked to Martin Luther King, because Martin Luther King was a Christian, and he said that maybe just being in the church, talking about what Jesus used to do, maybe Jesus got some things for you to do, like straighten out your baby situation. Okay? Maybe. Have you ever thought of that? That's a question. Have you ever thought Martin Luther King, who you say you like to learn about, you went to Washington, D.C. and looked at his stature, but now when it comes to doing something, what did he do? He was a Christian. In fact, the person who you said was the real Christian, Jesus himself. I understand that he walked off the job. Did he or didn't he? His father was in the carpenter business, not in the preaching business. But I understand that Jesus didn't like some of the things that was going on, and he went down into the villages. He even had some fishermen walk off the job. I don't think the fisherman supervisor liked that, and said, follow me, lay down your nets. I know a little bit about what you're talking about, but you're talking about a person who did things. And maybe that person that you're talking about, who you want to follow, maybe you ought to think about where he went if you're going to follow it, and what he did that's worth following. Maybe. Or am I misinformed?
Gotcha.
These are questions.
Gotcha.
So you ask the person. Just ask the person just a question. Always go with what they're talking about and see where it leads.